location. I'm trying to get, since my online experiences are controlled, I called around to places that I attempted to get the refund for assistance, but since crimes are committed, they were covering for the crimes and wouldn't up any information in play games. So this is the recording. Some sensitive information got exposed in this video, so I have to record it from another device. I came in there to get my taxes done. It was kind of unusual because they did not need the tax assistance until I got my device out. And then they said they had to do me a paper return, and I never got any mail on the return. So, and I can't get a hold of the IRS. It keeps glitching when I do it automated. Are you able to tell me if you guys did a paper refund? Do you give follow-ups to the tax returns you guys do?
Which site did you go to?
I'm not quite certain what you mean.
Which location? You had to go into one of our locations.
Oh, the one in Fort Worth? I'm not quite certain. I was on the bus line. I'm not quite certain the exact address.
Okay. Was it on? I mean, that would help. I mean, was it?
How many do you have in Fort Worth?
Which, we have 12.
12 in Fort Worth?
Yes, we have 12 locations. So we have, were you off of 35, or were you on the west side of Fort Worth, or
it was
areas?
It was like in a residential area.
Oh, okay. Was it the South Side community?
Yes.
I wonder.
Yes.
They're located in a residential area.
Yes.
Okay. So now you said you went there and they did you a paper return. Is that correct?
Right, and I'm not able to get the automated system is glitching. Am I supposed to have access to a live person to see what happened? How do I get a hold of a live person? How do I get a hold of a live person at the IRS? Because it's been impossible.
That I can't answer for you. That I can't answer.
As a tax preparation service, you can't answer how I can get a hold of the IRS to see what's going on with my refund?
There is an 800 number, but I don't know if you just give me a second, ma'am. So, did you mail your return?
I'm just not getting clarity. So, as a tax preparation service, you cannot give me, because I used to be, I quickly got on my device and it gave me options that I can speak with a live person. And then I spoke with a live person because it's been going on years, and it's been impossible to get any feedback about my returns. So then I got prompts and I spoke with a live person, and now it's glitching and I can't speak with a live person again doing the same thing. My phone's hacked, so I don't know if someone's interrupting. I'm not able to speak. I don't know. This is a pattern. It's bizarre. But so the issue of it is I don't know the reality of if it's really that difficult, or if someone is hacking my device, preventing me from speaking with people. So you, as a tax preparation service, you've never had to call the IRS before?
Yeah, I've had to call them before, but I don't know what's going on with the IRS.
So how do you get a hold of them, ma'am, is my question. If you've had to call them before and you guys gave me tax preparation help, how do I get a hold of them? If you can get a hold of them.
We called the 1-800 number like anybody else.
I'm asking you, I don't know why it's this difficult. What's the number that you call? Because I can't get through to them, and you guys assisted me with my taxes. So what's the 1-800?
I don't have the number right here in front of me. So
can you get it? I can hold, because you guys, I don't know how I can pay for it. Well, it was free. I got the tax services, and why you wouldn't want me have the number to get a hold of the IRS to see what happened with tax returns you guys filed for me?
I can look up the number and tell you the number to the
IRS. This is the number that you call yourself to get a hold of them?
Excuse me?
Is this the number that you call yourself to get a hold of the IRS? Because I'm not being heard. I can't get a hold of them. I'm not able to get a hold of them. This is a pattern, ma'am. It's like everyone I'm calling is covering for crimes. I'm not able to get a hold of them. So can you tell me how you get a hold of them?
You just called and you called a 1-800 number and follow the prompts like everybody else. Okay, I'm trying to help you. If you just slow down just for a second. So you say you went to the Southside Community Center and they gave you a paper return, correct?
Right. They mailed it for me. And I'm targeted, ma'am. I'm targeted. I'm just trying to answer your question. I'm targeted and I don't get my mail, and crimes are committed with my phone. When someone pays for crimes, they enforce that I stay in them. So everywhere I'm calling and everywhere I'm at is trying to conceal crimes that are committed to me. So I went to the location and it was bizarre that they denied me assistance. And then when I got my device, then they went ahead and gave me assistance. They told me to come back another time. And when I got my phone out, then they went ahead and gave me the assistance. They said that they could not do it electronically. They had to do a paper return. So they did the paper return for my stimulus checks. The location I lived at would not give me my mail, period. And all the sites that I was on glitched, and the prompts on the calling system glitched as well. So I went online and I found something where I can get a hold of a live person, and now that feedback is glitching and that won't work. So what I'm trying to communicate is that my life is normal and my phone, my calls are spoofed, and I don't know if you're actually supposed to speak with a live person because I don't have that right. So I'm trying to make sure that since you guys did my return, that you actually can speak with a live person, and perhaps maybe my device is hacked and it's preventing me from speaking with a live person. So I'm asking you, how can I speak with a live person to see what happened with the text that you guys mail for see what happened with the return that you guys mailed out for my stimulus checks, because I never got it.
Okay, what is your name?
It's Kiana, but I don't. You want to know my name? I'm just really not understanding why you don't want me to know how I can speak with the IRS.
Oh, the number to the IRS is 800-829-4933.
Okay, 829.
That was a bitch. I called and it said that was a business number.
800-829-4933.
And how do I speak with a live person?
And I couldn't get through to them on that line either.
You have to call that number and you'll whatever. I don't know what prompt, whatever they ask you to speak with the live person.
This $10,000 for someone homeless. Right.
Okay, you do tax preparation, and you don't
just
know how
for
to
the IRS,
person
not including all the other locations.
Because I've just been unsuccessful. And since you guys did my return and I never got it, and then the other location was in cahoots and deprived me of mail and haven't got their felony, I just don't know how to combat these intentional issues.
And here's another number also. It's 800-400-7115.
When I called that, it said it was a California number.
I can get through calling these numbers.
You just have to call the number, ma'am. I don't control what the IRS does on their end. I call the number just like you do if I need to speak with them, and hold on the line until I get a live representative.
It's not just like I do, because as I expressed that there's corruption with me that I imagine that you don't experience. So many accomplices to keeping me violated. So I'm not really being heard. I told you that the system glitched and my phone is hacked and I don't know what's really going on. I don't have rights that other people have. So it's not like everyone else. You're mistaken. When you do your tax returns, I assume that you can actually get them.
Are you expecting, were you having a refund?
Right. I had a stimulus check, and then I had issues with other returns. I've had issues getting my stimulus. And like I said at the other location, you don't have felonies racked up where you can't get your mail all over the place. I don't get my mail, so I wasn't able to get any feedback on what happened with the stimulus checks. And so I'm asking you for assistance because I haven't been able to get through years. And then when I looked up on my device on how to speak with a live representative, it gave me information on the keys to push to speak with a live person. And I did. Now that's glitching and not working anymore. So for years, everyone that has got their stimulus and spent it up, does everyone have a right to stimulus checks? Or is it for certain people?
I don't know, ma'am. You're asking me questions that the IRS can only answer for you.
Oh, you do tax preparation, but you don't know if everyone's eligible for stimulus checks for the COVID-19?
No, ma'am, I do not. I do not know who the IRS makes eligible for the.
I thought that you had to be educated on tax laws for tax preparation, and you needed to know the laws to be able to help people with their taxes. You would need to know what they qualify for and what they can use for their best return. If you don't know, then I don't know how you could be, officially, I don't mean to insult you, officially do your job if you don't know who's eligible for the tax returns. Why would you not know that? Ma'am? Are you there?
I don't know why it's turned sideways like that on its own.
I just don't understand why all these people for all these years don't want me having my refund. And while I was in the IRS in person and they wanted to threaten me and told me I couldn't talk to them today, I had to come back another day. Why would they try to control me at the IRS and who I spoke with?
That was at the federal building that I went to the IRS.
Ma'am, why don't you want me getting my refund?
And then they tried to give me a criminal trespass because I have a case against my abuser there.
Ma'am, I don't control when the IRS sends your refund.
And slandered me, so I couldn't be in the building.
I don't know why I'm telling you about situations and why you don't want me to know about the COVID-19 stimulus check and who's eligible for it and you're a tax preparer. Well, nonetheless, they said when I was there that I was eligible for it, but I'm not able to speak, ma'am. That's rude.
Federal building on Commerce.
Why would so many people would be abusive and rude and cover up for crimes and not be appalled that people are repeatedly racking up felonies over and over, extreme felonies? So, ma'am, I guess that I'm not going to be someone paid to keep me from my tax return that has more power than me, and I simply don't have that right. If I haven't had it in all these years and no one has had charges, I assume that with all these accomplices, the accountability would be very minimal. If I'm calling random people, everywhere I'm calling is covering for crimes. If I'm going to tax preparation services that are covering for crimes, then it's just too much to combat.
Ma'am, when you went and got your return done, how much do you remember how much your refund was?
They did the tax. I remember one was $1,800, and then another one I think was, I can't remember. It may have been $800. I don't remember. But the thing of it is that they did the paper returns, and I just simply want to know how I can get a hold of the IRS because I'm up against a lot of corruption and criminal activity. So since you guys prepared the taxes, and then nobody wants me to know who's eligible for the stimulus checks. Every person I call and in person is being dishonest and don't want me to know that I qualify for it, and then telling me I may or may not qualify to conceal the fact that I was robbed of my stimulus check. And if I go to locations that are in cahoots with robbing me of those stimulus checks, everyone else got, then they're doing it over the phone, then I'm trapped in it like I've been. I'm just trying to prove that it happened. So I don't know what to do.
I gave you 2 numbers that you can contact the IRS.
But you didn't want me to know how I can get through the prompts to get them. I've been doing this years to get nowhere. You didn't want me to know how to manage the prompts to speak with a live person.
When you call the number, they'll tell you which prompts to follow, ma'am.
Yeah, I haven't been able to get through. I can try it. It hasn't worked out, ma'am.
Okay, I don't know what's going on the IRS end. I don't.
I'm just not certain if you can get a hold of them. I don't really understand if you know how to get a hold of them. And I'm not quite certain on what you mean. You don't know what's happening on the IRS end. If you're a tax preparation service and you can get a hold of the IRS, why would you think that it would be different from me?
Ma'am, you have contacted United Way. This is
the tax preparation division of United Way for tax preparation program help. That's what I contacted United Way for tax preparation. I know what I pushed, ma'am. This is, unusual. You did state at the beginning of this call, she hung up, for tax preparation. So I'm just trying to let you see this psychological abuse is deliberate. It's mind games. They want me in a constant amount of torment, distress, in person, multiple different other environments. All of this is psychological warfare. These are people that have racked up countless felonies for themselves, and they're doing anything possible they can to not get them. And a major avenue of getting away with crimes is mental illness and deliberately scheming and tormenting someone to cause a mental meltdown. That was business and specialty text line. So she gave me the number 1-800-400-7115. That's for California. Let me let you hear what I called. Mondays.
Welcome to the California Tax and Fee Administration. You can say or press your selection at any time.
The IRS has the most up-to-date information.
So it won't let me talk to TurboTax. It's glitching.
So I called TurboTax because I did a return with them too. But it's probably crimes being committed online, which is too many glitches.
This is TurboTax. Thank you for contacting TurboTax. How can I help?
Okay, and what was your name?
My name is Tunisia.
Yes, I did a tax return online, and it said that I needed to put it glitched because of ID, and my ID, a stimulus check, and I put my ID in, and it still glitched, and I never got the return. And I keep getting emails asking me if I want to update and do the return. And each time I try to do it, nothing's resolved. A place informed me to go to TurboTax, and I was the only one where it glitched, and they required that. And then she stopped helping me at Salvation Army. So I'm just not quite certain on why it glitched and why she didn't want to help me. And then it said that I needed to put in my ID, and I gave my ID. I don't know if it was a legitimate email or a fraud and crimes are being committed, but I put in my personal information to never get that refund, and I just want to know what happened.
Okay, I want to start from the beginning. So did you have someone do your taxes for you? You said the Salvation Army.
That I was referred. I did it through TurboTax. I called TurboTax, and I gave you all my critical information. I put it in the automated system, and I gave you my name. Was there a reasoning behind putting all that personal? It took an extensive amount of time to put my name and all that information in the automated system. It was really time consuming.
So you put that information, no problem. So you put your
I'm just getting clarity. When I put the information in the automated system, you didn't get any of it?
Ma'am, give me just a moment. Okay?
I'm just trying to get clarity because I don't know why if there's a disconnect. I'm just trying to make sure that my safety is. I'm sorry?
When you went to,
I just asked, I would like to know for clarification, all that information, the time, because my phone's hacked, all that time that I spent putting the information in the automated system, did you get any of it? Do you not want me to know that, ma'am?
Ma'am, with that information, you put information into a system. Were you looking for a tax CPA by any chance?
I'm just trying to get clarity on all the information that I put in the system. Did you get any of it? Did it glitch?
No problem. Can I have your phone number for me as well, please?
Okay, I did put that in the automated system. You don't want me to know if it gave you any of that information?
You would need to confirm it before I can give you confirm.
Okay. It was hard getting that information, so you got it. You just want me to confirm it. Is that correct?
We would need to confirm some information, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, it was really hard getting that from you. Okay, so you need my phone number? Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
You're asking if I have a TurboTax account and I'm calling you? I'm not quite certain on what you mean by that, because I told you that it glitched when I tried to use the TurboTax, and you're asking me if I use TurboTax? Is that correct?
Are you able to sign into your TurboTax account for me as well?
No, not right now. I just wanted to know what happened with the refund. Is there a particular reason why you don't see it?
Okay, so we have to get signed into the account in order to go over further over that information as well. Are you able to sign in by any chance?
So I gave you all my sensitive information and you still can't pull it up? This has been a pattern for an extended amount of time to get nowhere. What was the purpose of me giving you all my sensitive information for you not to be able to pull up anything? Why do I need to go in TurboTax if I'm on the line with TurboTax?
Okay, so it's for verification purposes. Are you able to sign into their TurboTax account by any chance as well?
Okay, let me try to get in it. Because my phone glitches to cover for crimes. Let's see. So what is the purpose of getting into the TurboTax account?
It's for verification purposes.
Okay. It's saying that it's a saved password. Let's see how this goes.
Unfortunately, we would have to wait until we get into the account.
I'm just, first off, ma'am, I'm just really not, just hold on. So I gave you my sensitive information. I want to make sure I'm on the right site. Do you see my information so you can direct me on the proper site to go to?
We would have to get signed into TurboTax before I can give you further clarification, okay?
I'm not quite certain on what's happening. I'm asking you if you see my account, you got all my sensitive information and you're trying to hide whether you see that I have a TurboTax refund with you guys.
I'm not trying to hide anything, ma'am.
I gave you my sensitive information and all I want to know is if you see it so I can go to the proper site. Because I have passwords saved and I don't know what it's like. You're covering for crimes, ma'am. I get nowhere year after year. This is why I've been trapped in it. So I put all my information in the automated system, gave you my sensitive information, and you refuse to tell me, like every other place that I'm calling, what is happening with the account that you have. You're hiding the fact that if you have a TurboTax account, I put it in, took an extended amount of time to put it in the automated system, had to repeat the exact same thing to you for you to tell me that you're not going to tell me what you see until I get into this account. And then I don't even know, since my device is hacked, if I'm on the right site. The customer service has been horrendous and I haven't got anywhere ever since I've been targeted. And I'm just trying to prove that. So I'm not quite sure if you're trying to hide even getting my personal information if you see a tax return on the relevancy of this call. Then I don't know what site to go to because my device keeps glitching. So if I did a tax return, exactly where do you want me to go?
Will be turbotax.intuit.com.
Okay, that's what came up. Okay, one moment. So how do I get in it? Because my device glitches to cover for crimes. I have a password saved and it always does this. And it glitched and it's not pulling it up. So if I'm...
Do you have any device that you can use by any chance?
Do I have what?
Do you have any other device that you can use by any chance?
One moment. So I'm on the line with customer service and I can't give you my social or anything to get into this account because my device covers for crimes. And you have my email address, you have my personal information, and this is what happens year after year, trapping me in criminal activity. I don't understand why I keep having passwords saved and it never works. And then each person that I'm calling, can't help me.
Have you tried account recovery? Is that what's happening, or is it just your phone overall?
I'm just not quite certain on what to do if you can't see, and I'm giving you all this information, what's going on with TurboTax, or no one else I'm calling. Why can't you see it? What can you do if it's my phone is hacked and I can't get in my account and you did a refund and it's requiring that I show ID and I did and still could not get my return? How do I get information if I put all the information in the automated system and gave you all the information and you still won't up any information like everywhere else I'm calling?
So on your phone, it's not allowing you to sign.
No, but I'm asking, what can you do? You don't reset passwords. I can't give you my social or anything for you to be able to get me into my account and give me the information that I'm asking. No, what can you do?
On our end, for safety reasons, we wouldn't be able to do that. You can try to do account recovery, but that will require, are you able to do it from your phone, or do you have another
What if it's
device?
someone elderly that don't know they're
Okay,
talking to
account recovery,
scammers? They
where
would
do
be
I-
robbed absolutely blind. And I know, and I'm still robbed blind.
And type in account recovery TurboTax.
Why would I need to go to Google and I'm on the site?
Because it's through an
She's
article.
telling me to leave TurboTax site and go to Google.
In order
Then, ma'am,
This
you're not
mine.
making sense. I just did it from the TurboTax website. And it's telling me, it's saying that it should send me an email. I don't know why you guys make it so difficult. So let me see what happens. Just one moment. Okay, it just gave me a verification password. You can do it from your site. I'm not quite sure why you wouldn't know that. One moment.
She told me to
As
Google.
soon as I stopped recording, then you started degrading me.
Fight me. Please do not insult me like that. I'm trying to help you.
Ma'am, why would you slander me? All I said was you can do it from your site, and then you said that why would I insult you time I stopped recording? One moment, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, because there's 2 different ways that you can do it, okay?
I don't appreciate being gaslit for misconduct all over the place, ma'am. Just one moment, as I said before. Got a passcode, and my device glitched and won't pull up the information.
There's the passcode that it gave me.
One
It's
moment.
blurry and you couldn't see it, but there was a passcode.
Yes,
and
TurboTax.
anyone that checks my email
it said
can
that
see
it would
the
be sent to
passcode.
me. Then when I put in the information, it glitched, and then won't let me do the email. It's saying we need to double check and trying to keep me from using it. You have an old telephone number, and it knows that. And this is what happened when I went in person. All kind of schemes to leave me trapped. If I selected do an email, and then I got the code emailed to me, why is it not giving me access to the information? I've been going through this years. It's like it's controlled and it's deliberate. You just have to prove it.
What device are you on? Are you on a computer? Or
am really not getting a lot resolved because I did it said use the email. I put the email in, got the passcode, and now it's scamming to keep me from having access to Unwired and get these refunds. I went through this years. So, am I trapped? Is the government telling me that it was too much money was paid and I'm never getting these refunds until people get the charges they've racked up? Okay. Now it's saying try password again. Try password again?
That's blurry covering for it.
No, don't try password again. Just in case it might be some issues there.
Well, ma'am, I just don't understand because you told me that I couldn't even do it from over here. You said that I couldn't do it from your site. And then got mad at me when I said that you can clearly do it from your site.
Ma'am, that's not what I stated at all. What I stated is it's a different article that you have to go through.
You said I had to go through Google.
That we would. Yes, ma'am. Can you go to Google and type in account recovery TurboTax, okay?
So it changed. That's why you didn't want me. It won't let me in with the passcode that it just gave me. Ma'am, it's been going on years. They don't want me having it. Okay, and even though I gave you all my sensitive information in the automated system, there's no way that you can help me get in my account, period.
We would have to go to account recovery TurboTax through Google.
Okay, let's do that. Account recovery TurboTax?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now what do I do?
All right, you should see an article that says, I need help signing into my Intuit account. Do you see an article that states that by any chance?
Well, since it pulls up multiple different sites and it makes it difficult. So I'm not quite certain on which one I need to use. So which one?
That I need help signing into my Intuit account.
Which site?
So that's what came up. Why would she not want me going to the site? Their
Okay,
site.
so
Why would
are
she
you
want me
saying
to
that
Google it and I'm already in the site?
https://elcintuit.com?
Does it have /
So she's telling me to leave their site and go Google it.
.en.eus is what you select that tab for you.
So after doing all this that you wanted me to do, it routed me back to where I was at.
Okay. Did you select I lost access to my phone or email address under the video by any chance?
I have my email address. I'm really not being heard. It just glitched and I put in the passcode. And then my phone tried to cover for the crime, and then I put in the passcode, and then it required something else, and then I put in the information in the automated system and gave it to you, and you won't tell me nothing, as well as everywhere else I call. Everywhere I'm calling is covering for crimes. I'm just trying to prove it. So I'm not quite certain on why the automated system, it was extensive and annoying that I had to put in all this information, then had to give the same information to you to get nowhere. Then you said for security purposes, you required all this sensitive information and you still can't tell me anything, period. Then I put in my, on the site, you said that you could not go to that site. You wanted to make it difficult for me to leave the site and go to Google like armies full of other people. Want to make it a living nightmare and hard when I could have just did it from the site that I was already at. So I did it from the got the password, the temporary password, that glitched. Then you wanted me to go out of your site, to go onto Google, to go back to the same site that I was on with your site. But this is how I'm treated. Everywhere I'm calling. So I'm not quite certain on why the automated system needed all this extensive information, then why you needed all this extensive information to get nowhere. I'm just not quite certain on why I did a TurboTax refund while they demanded my ID and they said it rejected. Then they can't find the rejection. This sounds like an identity theft scheme. Because if I'm putting in all the sensitive information, who am I giving it to? Why are these websites repeatedly manipulated? Why aren't people getting felonies? So I'm just not quite certain on who I gave my social, all this sensitive information to get rejected on this tax return. Then it demanded my ID information. I gave the sensitive information of my ID for it to still be rejected. This is probably why I've had identity theft. You just have to prove it, ma'am. I'm not quite certain on where to go from here, ma'am. So my phone does not want me getting in this site. The password was saved and it's been saved for an extended amount of time. It glitched and now it wasn't my password. Then after I put in the new password with the email, that glitched and is requiring something else now. This happened with Health and Human Services and Social Security Administrations, as well as multiple other sites.
Is it okay if I put you on a brief hold? Is that all right?
Sure, ma'am. So after you go through the nightmare, then it, kind of makes you frustrated. 10 grand for a woman struggling, homeless. This is just for the IRS. And it may be over 10 grand that I have been robbed of in returns. The tax return, but I'm paying a phone bill to speak with con artists. I had to put in each site. You got to put, it's long and drawn out. It takes forever to put in all this information for them to repeatedly ask the same thing. Then it's glitching all over the place to conceal crimes. I have the email. I have my password saved. It didn't work. Then they gave me another password that glitched and that didn't work. Now she's covering for crimes and pretending like there's no way she can help me get into my account or give me any information. So multiple different government officials and criminals don't get their charges. It won't let me update this.
So I was while I was waiting on her, trying to update something on the YouTube channel, and it wouldn't let me update.
The hold is just a mind
Everything is hacked. YouTube, everything that I get on in Malice. So she has me on hold.
Exactly what am I holding on, ma'am? Ma'am?
So with that, you have to go to the account recovery website one more time if you can. Can you go back to Google?
I'm just not quite certain on what I was holding for, ma'am. What was the relevancy of the hold?
No problem. So the point of you would have to go ahead and go.
What did you have me on hold for that amount of time, ma'am? What was I placed on hold for?
Ma'am, you would have to go to Google.
Why did you place me on hold?
Ma'am, you would have to go.
This is a bad customer service. You don't want to know why I was on hold? You don't want me to know?
Ma'am, you would go to account recovery, TurboTax through Google.
The crimes are enforced with their tones, their attitudes, their speech.
Why are you denying me assistance, ma'am, that you give other customers for account recovery and other options on how I can get my social? Why would you are denying me assistance? You're denying me any assistance on what's going on with my TurboTax refund, giving you all my sensitive information. Why are you mistreating me and denying me assistance that other customers can get and trying to force it and pin it on me not having access to this account? If I gave you all my sensitive information, it says online that you give information to tax returns, not demand that a person does it online when I'm actually speaking with a live representative. Why would you demand that you say that it's because of security purposes, but you ask for sensitive information for security purposes? Why would you exclude me from the way that you treat other customers?
It's not an exclusion, ma'am. It's a way to protect any customers, okay?
You're not giving me the personal information is how you protect customers. The personal information that you required and that your automated system required. That's how you protect customers. Not demanding that they're excluding them from the customer service you give everyone else and demanding them to do it online to get nothing resolved.
So right now we're off topic. Did you want to go through the process of account recovery, or did you?
I'm not. As you've heard, I went through that and it glitched, so I'm not getting anywhere.
Twice.
As well as my tax return and everything else that I do.
It glitched twice, 2 different ways.
I'm just not quite certain on why I'm mistreated and I'm deprived of services all across the board that everyone else gets. I just wanted to discuss on why every location I'm at is depriving me of assistance that everyone else gets. Why would you mistreat me and deprive me of the customer service that you give other parties, as well as everywhere else I call?
We would need, if you're having issues with anything specifically.
I'm asking for customer service over the phone like other people can get. This also happened with YouTube when my account crimes were being committed and I couldn't monetize until I started uploading videos of the crime. And for a whole year, I had everything in place to get monetized and couldn't monetize it from glitches. So I had it for a whole year. Was not getting funds, and I was eligible for monetization until I started uploading videos of the crime. So I'm just showing the establishment of criminal activity on how I call places that are conspiring. So I was talking about YouTube. I don't know what you got because my phone is hijacked. I was telling you about the crimes that were committed on YouTube and it wasn't recording. So I don't, this may be a repeat. It's, it is what it is until they get caught. So I was telling you, this is, something that they don't want addressed. I was telling you what happened with the YouTube monetization, how I was not getting funds for a whole year. So first the con was that my videos could not be monetized all at once. And I have a lot of videos. So I tried and tried and tried. I connected with YouTube people that claimed that they were YouTube and it was scammers and to get nowhere. I was on YouTube chats to get nowhere. Hung up on and all kind of weird, bizarre things on how to get all my videos monetized. It could not be done. I could not get feedback, but a lot of different forums and chats that I saw online showed that you could monetize all your videos at once, but it was not giving me that option in corruption and glitching. So I said, okay, an extensive amount of time went by and I could not get them all monetized at once. So I said, okay, I'll monetize them one by one. So I monetized the videos one by one. It took an extensive amount of time. Then it glitched and unmonetized all the videos again. So then I started recording the insanity. Then it said that it was something wrong with my account, how they couldn't pay me. I was locked out of my account and I couldn't get paid. Then for a whole year, I started uploading that crime. And then finally, a year later, it said that it had to give me some kind of, for security purposes, it had to mail me something out. I had issues with mail because I was homeless. So then I found a way to get the mail. So then I got the mail and then it still glitched. And then I uploaded that. And finally, a year later, started getting payments for being monetized. So now, then it started glitching with views to sabotage and financial abuse.
So to cover for those crimes with the glitching, for the views going down and weird behavior with the views, it stated that then after that, to as an alibi to the crimes being committed with my views, other parties, multiple different cyberbullying sites started reposting my videos as scheming, as an avenue to drive down my views. I need to calm down. As an avenue to drive down my views and sabotage my channel. So now the alibi is that multiple different random cyberbullying channels are reposting my videos in malice to drive down my views, when actually it's just one mastermind that is committing a lot of crimes to sabotage and violate my life that has yet been held accountable for countless racked up felonies. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this. It's at the end. This video. Spiral crimes year after year. So if you're going to deprive me of the customer service that it says that you offer online, I can't combat that. Okay, ma'am, it's been happening years.
Okay, so you have to go to Google and type in account recovery TurboTax when you use.
I'm hanging up.
And then you would select the article that says I need help signing into my.
When I could do, I've already.
So, it is what it is. I've been trying to get, forced into a tent, terrified for my life. I want you to know the severity of what was happening. I was absolutely afraid for my life and getting blacklisted from all shelters and corruption, banned at places that I haven't been at. The government was keeping me in jeopardy. And then in these tent communities, I was attacked in 2 different communities that I lived in. One attacked me and took my phone, and we wrestled down to the ground on camera footage, and I had bruises. The police department and the people in that tent community covered for it. Multiple different thefts, getting tortured, mind games, people going in the my tent, putting ammonia on clothes, fading up my new clothes, taking earrings, Black Widow spider in my tent. In addition to that, there was a glass up under my tent someone put up under my tent in malice. This is how I'm treated in the communities. Another tent community, bizarre behavior. In addition to that, this man would come spray ammonia. It had me sick. My face was broken out. I looked sick. People said, you don't look good. I went down to Baylor Hospital. They denied me medical treatment when I didn't know what was going on. I had it recorded, but I deleted the videos because I knew people wouldn't believe me. So I was sick, broken out, and this man in the middle of the night would just come spray ammonia. He sprayed it on my clothes. He eventually, he got away with all that, threw me down on the ground, put a gun up to my head, pulled the trigger. Luckily, it was no bullets. This man was a gang stalker. That we were in line to get clothes. He had got men clothes. I was in line to get female clothes. Him, as well as 3 other men, came and got all the female clothes and left, and I had no clothes. The shelter would steal my clothes. I build up clothes. They would throw my clothes away early. I would get arrested and all my clothes would be thrown away, or it would be a scheme to take everything that I had repeatedly over and over. So then this man did that with 3 other men. I said, what just happened here? She said, I don't know. It was bizarre that 3 men would ambush. They skipped me. When it was my turn in line, took all the female clothes, 3 men, and left. So then another time they had put all kind of bags out and people were going through clothes. The same man was guarding the clothes and going through clothes again and would not let me have access. Who he was already violent and volatile towards me and had no accountability. So I left. Then he was at other locations being weird. So a community, someone brought out food for the tent community. He did the same thing, ambushed the food and took all the food. It was organizations that would come and bring food. They would bring survival things to people in the tent community when everything was shut down with COVID and people were scared. So he ambushed, skipped me again, took all the food and left just minute scraps. And the other party that witnessed, the people who witnessed it and were just amazed, that, people repeatedly got away with that insanity. Why would he skip me and take all the food and all the clothes? Nonetheless, this is a lot of information. I just want you guys to know what I've been through. So I was in that living nightmare. So being deprived of shelter was serious. When the man pulled the gun on me, they covered for that. this man. They claimed that there was nothing that they can do. And in the reports that they tampered with evidence and said that I didn't want to give them information on this man or press charges. It was a blatant lie. The police department covered for it. When I was thrown down and I wrestled this man to the ground because I knew that my life depended on that phone, police would come from nowhere, interrupt conversations, show up on buses to get me off. People were scamming to where I couldn't purchase food. It was serious. I knew my life depended on that phone, so I wrestled him down to the ground. He eventually got it, and the police department covered for that. Both of these scenarios were on camera footage, and the police department covered for both. So that is why it was imperative that I got my stimulus check, and I never got it. This is just a video diary of my experiences. The government is enforcing that financial abuse, and I'm just trying to prove it.